Nope. FC24 has probably died out quicker than any other FIFA in the past, which is crazy because we said the same thing about FIFA 23 and the same thing for FIFA 22. In fact, compare those teams to any decent FIFA 17 or even any FIFA 20 squad. I guarantee it's a hell of a lot different. So is there any way that the current FIFA can become revitalized and fun again? This year's version of the game is so far gone that there is no possible way it can be saved because the things that would actually give this game life cannot be implemented, whether that's from a lack of time, resources, know-how, or just because it's EA Sports. So what are the things that could theoretically save this game, even if it's not possible to implement? Well, the first thing would be to fix inconsistent gameplay, but I think I have a better chance of not being a diabetic anymore, so unfortunately I'll probably wake up tomorrow with shit gameplay and diabetes. So the first real thing that could be done would be to just go down the Occam's razor route and just slow down the power curve. This tweet is a prime example of how substantial the increase of the power curve has been over the past few years. The increase in 88 plus rated cards before Team of the Season went from 123 in FIFA 17 to 178 in FIFA 21. I actually don't mind seeing a small increase like this because it makes me think that there are more squad building options without oversaturating everything. But do you remember at the start of the video when I mentioned that the player base started to get upset about the power curve around FIFA 22? Well, let's look at the difference in the power curve. Instead of 55 more cards in the span of 4 years, like we saw from FIFA 17 to FIFA 21, we saw a 60 card increase from FIFA 21 to FIFA 22. Then from FIFA 22 to 23, we saw 112 more 88 plus rated cards before Team of the Season. But do you think it stops there? Of course not. This is EA Sports we're talking about. In FC 24, we currently, as of February 19th, have 563 total cards rated 88 overall or higher. We still have about 2 months to go before Team of the Season, so we're all basically Chelsea right now. Cooked. Is that good? Is that even good? No, it wasn't. Before anyone starts spouting off about the women's cards, saying it's their card's fault for the power curve, more cards in the game made the power curve worse, and saying something misogynistic like these specimens right here, there are actually 484 88 plus overall cards that are just men. That's still a 134 card increase from FIFA 23, and again, it's still only February 19th. Occam's razor is probably the best way to remedy this ever-increasing power curve, and again, that would just be to lower the damn power curve. The other main option would be to adjust the game modes in Ultimate Team, something that would be better long term and just overall. We've talked about game modes in my FIFA 17 video and how some of them in that game were repeatable, like the online tournaments and divisions. So first, how about we, I don't know, bring tournaments back. Having a game mode where there's open matchmaking and you could play however much you want, whenever you want, is a huge thing that is missing in this game. It's not as if this is a completely foreign concept to EA either. Like I mentioned already, they had tournaments before where you could earn coins and packs for winning that said tournament. The best part though was the fact that you could continually play them and get those rewards over and over. If you won it once, you wouldn't be locked out until the next tournament like you are with FUT Champs qualification, for example. Nepenthes had a great tweet about what can make the game better and more sustainable long term, and that was one of his solutions. Now, the solution doesn't have to be making FUT Champs qualification specifically repeatable, because you could just make a new game mode, a new separate thing that's its own entity. Nepenthes mentions adjusting the FUT Friendlies mode and making it form-based matchmaking rather than skill-based matchmaking, essentially making it a little less sweaty and less competitive, which makes sense because if you look at the name, FUT Friendlies, and if we look up what the definition of friendly actually means, it says a soccer match that does not form part of a serious competition. So that means FUT Friendlies equals not serious. I am having to explain the definition of friendly to EA Sports right now. Nepenthes also adds that a Champions League mode could be put in, and this has to be one of the biggest oversights on EA's part. They haven't done nearly enough with their UEFA license, but there's also templates that they can use from their own games. They've put in a World Cup mode for FIFA 14 and FIFA 18, and people adored it. For one, it had duplicate storage, but you know, that's a topic for another day. The biggest attraction was the tournament mode. You would play 3 group stage matches, and depending on the results, you would either go to the knockout round of this World Cup tournament, or you'd be eliminated, which meant nothing more than playing those 3 group stage matches again, with no limit to how many matches you could play in a day. If you made it to the knockout round, you'd have to win 4 games in a row in order to win your prize of 30,000 coins and a few packs. Now, these rewards were near the end of FIFA 14, so if a tournament mode was put in at the start of FIFA, we probably wouldn't have these types of rewards, but that's okay. Instead, we could see something like 10,000 coins in a few packs, or perhaps we'd have a choice between 3 different options like we get with Division Rivals. The point is, they could change the rewards based on the flow of the game, maybe increasing rewards during a down portion of the game cycle to encourage playing, or they could do something that Call of Duty does with double XP weekends and do double reward weekends. Maybe they could add in challenges such as only using 1 league, and if you completed that, you get a few extra rewards. Maybe they introduce all 3 of the UEFA tournaments with the Champions League, Europa League, and the Conference League, and they can weight them differently or have them give out different rewards. I'm literally coming up with these ideas off the top of my head, and they have done absolutely nothing. It is so easy. That's not even the end of the game modes discussion, because Division Rivals needs a giant revamp too. I talked before about FIFA 17's Divisions game mode, how you were able to play as many games as you liked, whenever you wanted, for as long as you wanted. Essentially, it was the tournament's game mode, but in a season format. Now, I won't go into too much detail about the Divisions game mode because 1, I've done that in about 20 other videos, but 2, it hammers home the same point that I just ranted about with the World Cup and Champions League tournaments, which is the need for repeatable, relatively low-key game modes. We already have a very sweaty game mode with Foot Champs that gives out good rewards and can only be played once a week in a short period of time. We have another sweaty game mode with Division Rivals that puts a cap on your rewards for the week and is not worth repeating after your 7th win. Now we need multiple game modes that are just casual fun, that allow the users to use their non-meta squads, but also reward them just for playing the game. Those World Cup modes that I mentioned before did exactly that by giving out a 1-player pack after every single game, win or lose. Simple things like this are necessary to keep us engaged while not bombarding us with a plethora of 89 rated cards that ruin the game. Not only is it pretty easy to come up with some of these ideas, but other ideas have already been inside of FIFA before, just proving how little EA Sports cares about you. However, those 2 solutions don't even compare to the biggest solution to fixing the power curve, which would just be to make the gameplay good. I want to make it clear that the gameplay has to improve dramatically, because it won't matter if we have the best game modes paired with a perfectly balanced power curve if the gameplay is hot garbage. No one will want to play the game regardless of the game modes if the ball continues to phase through players' legs when they try to block a shot. People will play a game if it's fun, which just proves that gameplay is the most important thing, you bums, so don't listen to anyone telling you otherwise.